In a vast landscape full of adventurers, you are now listening to the world of chaotic amateurs.
Welcome to Chaotic Amateurs, the internet's #1 D&D 5e podcast. I am your host and DM, Alex. To my right, I have...
Dash is Thrakis Wolfsbane and a Calathai.
Bentley Michaels is Rafirian Night Meadow.
Rhett as Zephyrus.
Caleb is Skorri.
Milo is Bowl.
And last we left our adventurers, they had just defeated the would-be robbers, Bard, Board, and Drondor. Collecting what they could from them and assembling the facts, they now proceed onward. Let the adventure begin.
So it was Bard was the other one. Nice
Bard
job,
is
guys.
the other one, yep.
We did it.
Oh, we already killed Bard?
Yeah, so there ain't going to be no revenge getting into Turlin. Unless we find Marvin. Who's fucked.
Yeah, taking a look at the bodies. You, Zephyrus, were the only one that interacted with them. That one is dead. So yeah, what do you guys want to do? You have the house. If you want to do any research at all, you have the library at your disposal.
Well, I'm exhausted from my rage, so I'm going to lay down in a big old bed.
All right. You
Rest.
take a lay down and start to rest.
So you said that I recognized that the stuff written inside of the book was in Thieves' Cant.
Yes, it's in Thieves' Cant.
I just can't read it. I would
you just can't read it. You know
rest.
that it's some amount of instructions.
I'd relay that to the rest of the group and ask if any of them knew Thieves' Cant. Not judging.
I think as a pirate, do I know it? Because it's not on my sheet because I didn't have the expanded, pirate.
Unless you would have gained it as a language from something else, I don't think that you have it. It's not something innate for pirates.
Okay.
Well, if I am not mistaken, I have seen Rafirian Night Meadow casting that spell about languages once or twice upon a time.
What? Oh, yeah. I can do that.
Why, I have no idea if it would work on that roguish language. However, it might be worth a try.
Yeah.
Oh, doing the comprehend languages.
Yep. I can understand any written language that I see.
Yeah. So taking a look, even before you cast it, you can understand the language. It's in common. The problem is it's a coded language. So you need to understand the code to be able to read it. It in essence looks like a list of groceries.
I roll a cryptography check on my investigator skill sheet.
But yeah, if somebody would like to take some time to try and decipher it, investigation or intelligence check is what I'd need. If a couple of people want to do that, you can get advantage.
Sure. I'll help. Oh no, I'm resting.
You're resting.
I'll also help. I'll help. Whoever has a high intelligence score, both seems like a likely culprit here.
I've spent a lot of time in libraries my entire life.
Mm-hmm.
I think I understand codes a bit.
So yeah,
could we, by helping him, gain a passing familiarity with Thieves' Cant, maybe?
Maybe to recognize it, not to be able to really decipher it, but if you see it out in the world, you may have the ability to make the check in the future.
Yes. All right.
So are we going straight intelligence, or can I use investigation?
You can use investigation.
Okay. I will do that then. And guidance. Great.
Even with advantage?
It's still 15.
That's all right. It's not the best, but that's all right.
Okay. You get a sense for the language. You're able to decipher some of it, but not all of it. The instructions say to go to the Magnus house. There's a vault. It says the enchanted items inside are for you, and then it says to grab a number of other items. It doesn't list those.
He doesn't list them, or he doesn't read them.
He doesn't read that part. That part is hard. The list of what those would be, you can't decipher. But the phrase is fairly clearly marked out so that it wasn't ambiguous. Spiders congregate where there is plenty of prey, is the phrase. And this one is also signed by Marvin. And Riff, did you want to do something?
Cha-ching.
Yeah, I was gonna I would go back down to the bridge to where those Kenku were.
Oh yes, yeah. And you
take like
down.
my water flask and stuff like that, and I don't know. I would while they're doing all this figuring out stuff, like I would go try to like find the kitchen in the house and if there's like bread or something. Because like, in my head it's like, I don't know, you throw bread on the ground and birds eat it up or something. I don't know.
Sure. You guys have kind of pooled some rations together in the kitchen there, and so you can bring some bread type items.
And then I would go down and see how he was doing, or how it was doing, whatever it is.
Yeah. You get down to the bridge. You see the one dead on the side still, and the other one is resting against the bridge. Doesn't look like they've moved. They're stabilized.
I would go crisscross applesauce and sit next to it.
Okay, yeah, you sit in front of it, and it's just kind of trying to sleep a little bit. It's kind of snoring a little bit of a crow snore, but as you sit in front, it gets a sense for you there, and it's like,
yeah,
robbers in the house.
Yeah, we took care of that. Thanks. And so like I kind of just like hold out the bread in my hand, like just flat, and kind of like, okay.
Yeah, he pecks at it. He eats the bread and looks.
And I kind of like
fairly pleased.
I kind of like dump some of the water from my thing in my hand and then hold it out to him, so he gets that it's water or whatever.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, very appreciative. Just kind of looks at you, just gives you kind of like a side look, and takes the bread and water and drinks and eats a little bit.
And I just sit there, like not trying to make any movements or anything, and then I just kind of like do the silent speech thing because I'm hoping it like gets in the brain where they understand it, because I know they just kind of repeat stuff or whatever. But I go, can I help take you back to your family, or that can I take? And I kind of point at your buddy. I was like, do you want to bury him? And like I point like down the river and try to like sign my way through this weird conversation.
Give me some sort of check to try and communicate well with the Kenku. Insight might be good, persuasion might be good, charisma just by itself, whatever you think is best, or however you're interacting well. Maybe even an intelligence check, since you've been reading the book on Kenkus.
Yeah, I have been studying. Okay, that's not too bad. That's intelligence. What am I doing? +2. That's a 16.
Okay. You spend a few minutes talking with the Kenku. They have a few kind of prepared mimics that they use to communicate, and it seems like they trust you well enough to kind of use those. And you kind of get the sense that they would want some help bringing back the Kenku to the old tree, and so you kind of both grab the Kenku by its shoulders and begin walking upstream to the old hollowed out tree.
Okay.
It's a slow crawl up there.
Yeah, because we're both pretty fucked up.
Yeah. You're both pretty roughed up. It's dark. It's cold. It's wet.
I forgot about that. They're probably asking if you need help too.
Right. You get to the big tree, and probably about 20 feet from it, the Kenku turns to you and just says, "In the house," but it's in your voice. It's mimicking you from that. "In the house," and it grabs the other Kenku and goes by itself.
Oh, okay.
To the tree.
Then I just sort of stop because I don't. I would think that means like, thanks, but I got it from here, sort of thing.
Yeah, you get that sense.
And I'll wait until they disappear to make sure that everyone's copacetic and they don't like fall over under the weight because I would definitely go and help if that happens.
Yeah, and kind of as it's going in, you see the direction it takes, and there's a secret kind of knot and fold in the trunk that goes down into the bottom underneath the trunk, and that's where they enter into
Peter
the tree.
Pan.
Yeah.
Cool. Once I see him disappear, then I'll just turn around and go back to the house, and I would immediately go up to, or I would go to my bedroom that I had last time, and I'm gonna play before second I go in there, I wave to whoever. I'm like I really hurt. Going to bed, and I'm gonna go to my room.
You pass by the guys that are doing the research, and you go and rest.
And I will when I shut my door, I'm gonna, just because I'm a little paranoid now, I'm gonna place alarm on the door, so it'll wake me up in my mind. No one can hear it, and then I'll do my meditation that I need to really realign myself, and I'm also sort of checking because like I said, I have the meridians all over me, like how I'm checking to see if through my meditation and my healing, the magic of D&D, that I will be better tomorrow. If the cuts messed up my channels, kind of, or if
oh, gotcha, yeah,
or if I'll be able to meditate and heal them with my shadow force.
They have a bit of magic just innately in them, so to really damage them takes a fair amount.
Okay.
But looking through, you see that you're going to have some scars in the future.
Some dope scars.
Some deep cuts, yeah.
Yeah.
The people dig it, bro. The people dig it.
Zephyrus, well, you're kind of helping out Willems there as well, and just kind of wants to kind of go over what happened. He kind of comes up to you, kind of hat in his hand, says, Mr. Zephyrus, I'm sorry. They said that they knew you. They kind of walked right past us, and I didn't have a chance to really. I'm sorry I let them in.
Master Willem, you stop right there now. There is no one to blame here. You see, they did not lie to you. They did know me. I did business with them in Tyrolin. However, their invitation to our home here was never extended, never accepted. You did the best you could, Willem. There is no one to blame here. There is nothing in this house that can't be replaced except for you and Strix and us, I guess. So you did your best. That's all that counts. Here, take a puff of this here. Ease your nerves. And I hand him my pipe.
Take a puff of this here.
Take a puff of this here, man.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Zephyrus. I appreciate it.
Willem, it has not been said often enough, but your service to my family is unparalleled. I would not be here if it weren't for you.
I wonder if perhaps we may need to hire some sort of muscle for when you're all away. I don't know if I can. This assault has shown where my limitations are.
You are not wrong, Mr. Willem, and I have thought of it long and hard myself. Of course, when we first arrived here, I was hoping to employ a copper dragon, but that has fallen short, as you well know. But
that would have gone over well if they had tried to rob us then.
Right. I mean, remember how much of a difficult time we had with it. Imagine if, anyway, you were there, but you might be right, Master Willem, and while my aims may not be so lofty as a copper dragon, we might find some fighters that fight so fiercely in town or abroad when the timing is right, and we shall see to it that we have able-bodied men here to protect our home.
Good. Yes. Keep your eyes out. I think this place is valuable, especially the more we invest in it. So it's maybe not be the first time that this will happen.
In the meantime, I think that whenever the party and I take off from the house, that we just lock this place up tighter than a ladybug's butthole.
Agreed.
Wow, what a turn of phrase there. In a ladybug's butthole.
Oi, Zephyrus. I think I might have found the passphrase. You want to try to open this thing?
All right. Wait, whoops. Yes, Mr. Ball, let's hear it then.
It appears to be spiders congregate where there is lots of prey.
And do you say that in front of the arcanely locked door?
Sure.
All right. You guys go down, you say the phrase, and the door clicks open.
What? How did you know that was a phrase?
Wasn't paying attention.
I read it in the...
I thought that was like a clue about like the house or something.
No, Alex specifically said you can make out this phrase. It's very clearly yada yada.
Oh, good Lord. I just thought it was like a passing like remark about the house. I was like, yeah, no, there's lots of spiders here.
Yeah. And yeah, that actually reminds you of a different phrase from one of the ledgers of the book that has the map of the...
Was it the book that I first pulled out when we first got there about spiders?
No, sorry, no, it wasn't spider. It was the one in the main office. It had to do with the bird that sang is the one that got the arrow or something to that effect.
Oh yeah.
It's a similar kind of phrasing in this world. But you open up the vault. There are a number of empty crates. Looks like this was opened fairly recently. There is a table to the left that looks like a kind of makeshift desk. On it is a leather-wrapped tome, a small wooden box, and something else that I think I deleted. Oh, there it is. A small wooden box, and kind of hanging up on the wall is a set of fine clothes that you see.
More vampire clothes?
No, these are kind of like green and amber with some gold lacing. Looks fairly exotic from the kind of clothes that you've seen in Toralin. Not quite the same style, but well made, and they look new. They don't look like they have dust covering them, like the rest of the vault does. Kind of at the very end of the vault, you see a glass display case similar to the trophy room, and there are a number of items on display here. Taking a look, there is a... What is that? Is that you, Milo? Sorry. Taking a look, there is a mantle that has looks like kind of gray wolf fur. There is a wind chime that is hanging up that has a number of arcane runes carved into it. There is a black bowl with some skeleton designs on the inside and laid into it. There is a odd-looking short sword. Looks a bit jagged, and it has a number of jewels encrusted on the center of it. there is what looks to be a small piece of jewelry that has a kind of bat wing on it. And there is another mantle, which is, like a cape to be worn. This one looks like something. Let me take a look at the picture. It's got like black feathers and a skull that kind of comes up to the front, kind of like a raven almost.
Or a Kenku.
It looks like there are 6 unique magical items here. Things that were left here by the old family Magnus.
The tome would be the thing that would catch my eye right off the bat.
Yeah, taking a look at the leather-bound tome, it is locked. Looks like there's a key, a hole there, and it is locked.
My eye, my mouth is salivating. I'm looking at a lot of the items here. The wolf mantle, the raven mantle, and the bowl with the skeleton carvings. I'd probably start with the wolf item, and I'd like to take a peek at that and give myself guidance for whatever check.
Okay, you can take a look. Milo or Ball?
As I kind of move the tome back and forth, I get the feeling some of these things might be imbued with magic. If I have maybe an hour or on to a little over an hour, I could cast Identify, and we would know exactly what these items do.
Master Ball, I was hoping that your expertise would come in use in here, and I suggest that might be the proper course of action. It seems as though my distant cousins have the same taste that Mr. Telbrun has in decor, weird animals and skulls and such. But it might behoove us to know what these things are, perhaps if they are useful, perhaps if they are dangerous and need to remain locked up.
What do you guys want to do? Do you want to take an hour and try and identify everything?
Yeah, I'll help him out however he needs.
Yeah.
And I'd still like to take a cursory, at least, glance before, I don't want to get in his way of doing everything, but I still myself want to take a look.
Do it.
Thanks, Brett.
It's my house, bitch. Get out. You know what, Skorri? We've argued too much the last few episodes. Just get out of here.
Whoops. Oh, that's that one. I'm just pulling up those items for you to take a look at. Backward, that's right. So yeah, give me some sort of investigation check on those ones.
It's strange too, because I totally thought that you would be interested in the wind chimes with runes on them. Don't know why I thought that, but
that is on the list, but it's farther down than these.
They're all on the list.
Crit fail.
They seem very nice. They look well made.
Break them.
But you can't really get a sense of any sort of magical intent behind them.
I forgot I had guidance.
Oh, yeah. Go ahead. You know a little bit less more about it.
Yeah.
Perfect.
You don't break them. Good job.
But you spend detecting magic on them. You find out those 6 items are magical. The other ones that are kind of on the makeshift desk are not magical in any way. And this is a cache of magical items similar to the ones you got at the beginning. You can find all of these on the Griffin Saddleback. And I'll tell you what these guys do. Let's see. The first one is that black bowl, which is the Bloodmire Phial. Basically, what you can do is you can fill up this bowl with blood. You then can potentially heal damage by drinking that blood.
Potentially.
there is a chance on a roll of a 12 on a d12 that you take necrotic damage instead. It seems to be some kind of dark item.
Is it cursed?
It is difficult to tell.
That means yes.
Is you can't identify doesn't
I just thought I'd ask.
Items.
Yeah, but Miles says yes.
Sure, yeah. The one of the mantles, the one with the wolf kind of fur that goes down it, is the mantle of the Pack Lord. While you're wearing it, if a creature would gain advantage on you because it has an ally within 5 feet, they make that attack without advantage. Basically, things cannot get pack tactics against you. The short sword is actually a dagger of the ogre mage. This is an interesting one. It's a dagger for an ogre, but it is a short sword for anyone else. It has 3 cantrip spell scrolls that are inside of it. These little kind of parchments that fit into the hilt of this thing. When you are attuned to this, you can cast Green Flame Blade, Lightning Lure, and Mold Earth. You just have those cantrips.
Want it.
There is also the wind chime is the silver lichen chime, like a lycanthrope. Basically, if a shape changer passes by this, it will make a noise. It detects if there is some sort of, werewolf or were creature in the vicinity.
And it is specific to lycanthropic shapeshifters, not...
Yeah.
Okay.
What about like changelings?
Changelings might do it. But a druid wouldn't do it. Somebody that could cast polymorph couldn't do it.
Okay.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, something that has that kind of shape shifting.
Aren't there like bear wolves or bear?
There's lots of were creatures. Yeah,
and would they all
Werebears.
affect the chimes the same?
they would.
Okay.
The kind of bat ear cuff is the ear cuff of the vampire bat. You gain advantage on perception checks that rely on hearing, and you can also have it deal damage to you to gain even more wisdom modifier. I think it does that like once a day or something like that, but increases your wisdom. And the last one is the Omen Bringer's Mantle. This is the kind of raven feathered mantle. You have resistance to necrotic damage with it. You also you also basically have feather fall at all times. You descend 60 feet per round when you fall. Also, while you wear the mantle, you can cast the Find Familiar spell and have it find a raven.
That's so cool.
So you have those items, and I'll get a list. I'll send a list of those to you.
Explains
for you
the
guys to
ravens
look,
here
but-
earlier and all the bird shit upstairs.
Mm-hmm.
Mr. Zephyrus, I know we've been kind of poking fun at each other lately, but do you mind parting with one of these items? Of course, while he's wandered off.
Master Telbrun, look, I can part with these magic items because I am indebted to y'all for your help in getting me here to my familiar home. So, of course, you can understand, I think we need to find a fair way to disseminate these items. I don't want anybody, getting an item that would not make sense metagame wise to have.
I completely understand and agree. It would only be fair that we get things appropriate for our skills and classes, as it were.
Absolutely. And to be quite honest with you, hearing Mr. Ball describe the names and types of these items, I can't even begin to imagine which one would best suit my abilities. So perhaps we lock up the vault. And then in the morning, when everybody is feeling much better from the attack on the house here, we can maybe deliberate, hand out some items, figure out what goes where. It seems as though Magnus had used these to maybe hunt monsters or something such sort. I don't know. And if we're going to take on some of these contracts or whatever, they might best be put to use rather than collecting dust in here in a dirty old vault, just waiting for bandits and highwaymen to come and rob us. But yes, I do think that some magical items being handed out to y'all is in order.
And you gave a very beautiful speech, but why not just do it now, out of curiosity?
Master Telbrun, unless you want to go wake up for Fury and Night Meadow, I'm not sure of a fair way that we can do this. I mean,
Yeah, isn't it like 1 or 2 in the morning or something like that?
I forgot that.
Half of our group
You
is
guys
asleep,
had
yeah.
to take a bit more time to
I forgot that Riff wasn't
identify those.
there.
And Wolf is asleep as well.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Wolf-
So
Riff
say-
and Wolf have been asleep for like 2 hours now while we're down here doing this. Look,
That makes
okay,
total
that's
sense to
good.
me.
Yeah.
If you wouldn't mind, I'd like to spend a little time tinkering with the locks on the door and finding a way to maybe make a key for us.
Master Ball, that seems wildly appropriate. Look, Mr. Telbrun, if it suits you, y'all can lay out your bedroll down here and take a nap in the vault. The items aren't going anywhere, and Mr. Ball there is going to be finding a way to better secure our vault here. So do what you must, but I am going to retire to bed. I have smoked too much of this here shadow dank, and it is time that I close my eyes. So once the sun shines upon your smiling face, then we will reconvene here and we will disseminate the items as is appropriate.
That sounds good to me.
Also, Zephyrus, if you wouldn't mind mending chain before you go to bed, I'd appreciate that.
Mr. Ball, absolutely. All you have to do is but ask. And if it's possible, I lay hand and mend Mr. Chain.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Excellent.
All right. So you guys all head to bed?
I want to see the fountain before I go to bed.
Yeah.
Under the
Yeah.
moonlight.
Under the moonlight, under the stars, you see those white flowers still kind of blooming from all the vines that are kind of coming up. Is there anything in particular you wanted to take a look at?
I want to identify the flowers if I can, and the figure underneath the vines.
Okay. Yeah. Give me a nature check on nature or survival to try and identify the flowers.
And I'll give myself guidance. No need though. Natural 20.
Natural 20. Okay. The flowers, they seem like a fairly native species. You've got them down where you're from as well. It's a moon bloom. They only kind of bloom in the moonlight. They shouldn't bloom this time of the year, as far as you know, and that's kind of odd. And you get a sense that might be some reaction to you speaking to it earlier, that they kind of have popped up since then. You get the sense that they may be a sign of the local area, the local region, just kind of saying thank you as a sign of respect to a druid that has taken some actions to help the local spirits, the local plant life, animal life.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Nothing nefarious behind the fact that they're blooming. It's
No,
positive vibe that I'm getting.
Yeah, I would say so. Kind of pulling away some of those vines and taking a look at the figure. It looks It looks more like a decoration than anything specific. It's not like a deity or a member of the family at all. It's just it's simply like a man or woman, and they both have jugs that are, you would assume, are meant to be pouring water into
Right.
the fountain.
Okay.
But no significance really for that.
Not those kind of jugs, Brett.
I didn't say anything.
And I guess last before I head off on to bed, I want to take a look at where they dug down. You said that there was some sort of markings or symbols or something.
So taking a look at the fountain itself, it sits and it goes down into the ground a couple of inches, and then beyond that, they dug down maybe 3 feet, probably about 2 feet wide. There's another piece of stone that goes even further down. And kind of as you're taking a look down there, you hear Willem from the balcony, not the balcony, the kind of front door, the porch area there. And he says, "Oh yeah, Mr. Telbrun, we were digging that up today, trying to see if we could figure anything out. Looks like something goes down further beyond the fountain here, but like, I don't know. It gave me the heebie-jeebies. But press your hand up against that stone if you don't mind."
Can I do an insight check on him?
Yeah, give me an insight check.
15.
15. As far as you know, he seems to be very sincere. He seems a little calmer now than he was a couple of hours ago, but he's still kind of, his nerves are getting to him
After taking a puff.
Yeah. But seems fairly normal and is kind of curious about what's going on.
Kind of hesitantly, I place my hand on the stone.
So, and you kind of place your hand on the stone. It feels cold to the touch, which doesn't seem abnormal. But as you kind of linger there and think, what's below there, you just get a little uneasy. Nothing that affects you too much, but just like a little bit of vertigo, a little bit of, like you're on the, either the top of a very tall cliff or at the bottom of a deep lake. Just a sense of unease. He says, yeah, I don't know. I kept digging down and I kept feeling kind of weird. I don't know. But.
Well,
yeah.
Thank you. And I will walk with Willem back inside and go to bed.
All right. Is there anything anyone else wants to do before they go to bed?
I'm just going to spend some time tinkering and making a key for the locked door.
Oh, yeah. Give me a tinker check.
Is there any way I can get help?
I don't think so. Everyone seems to be going to bed.
Okay.
And Shane give you?
No, he's not that dexterous.
Not smart or dexterous. But I will give myself guidance.
Okay.
$18. And Tinker's tools, is that intelligence?
Intelligence or dexterity.
Okay, we're going to intelligence. 26.
26. Yeah, and in an hour you can make a key that will work for this door. It'll be a bit bulky. It's not something that's been finely crafted. You might have to have the right tools for that, but you've got a key and it works.
I do have
for that mechanical door. What's that?
I do have Smith's tools as well.
Gotcha.
Kind of make it nicer.
Yeah. But yeah, you've got a key.
I'll go ahead and take it up to Zephyrus's room.
Okay.
Just quietly go in, and if you stay still asleep, I'll just put it on his chest and then leave.
Okay. Yeah, key is on your chest, Zephyrus.
And of course, I lock the door.
Lock the door. Good. Before as kind of the last one that's up is Willem, and he's making sure to all the outside doors stay pretty well locked. And noticing there is only 4 entrances into this place. There's the 2 side doors, there's the back door to the kitchen, and then the front door. It's pretty easy to keep this place locked down, and it looks like that's by design. But night comes to everyone. You get rest. You feel rested. You regain your hit points. The morning comes. The birds are chirping. It's kind of a sunny day out when you wake up. What do you guys want to do?
Prepare my spells and get my stuff together, infusions.
All right.
I'm gonna pray to Cord to bless me in my upcoming battles and fights, and to bless my axe so it will swing true. Also, when is the finals of the
That'll
arena?
be tomorrow.
Gotcha.
Yep. And are you praying out in the kind of little battle pit that you made?
Yes. Yeah, I'm
Perfect.
doing that. Yeah.
I would be out there doing like my morning forms and stuff like that as well.
Perfect.
I want. Skorri's kind of into the uneasy feeling down at the fountain, and he's gonna go down there, and that's actually where he's gonna do his ritual, and he's gonna do it a little selfishly today and do it for himself. And so I've pulled 6 runes, but I'm gonna roll a d6 and let the d6 decide 1, 2, 3. And you can go to other people while I figure out what it is I just did.
As you're doing the ritual, yeah.
Is there a way I could find some kind of like crimson, like either face paint or something that I could mark myself with?
I mean, there's dwarf blood.
Okay.
Or if you want to make like a survival check to find some sort of natural ingredient.
Yeah, I'll do that. I'll do
Okay.
a survival check.
And actually, Strix is kind of watching. He's going to help you out. He'll give you advantage on that.
Cool. Okay, so it's 12.
12. Yeah, it takes you a little bit of time, but you find some berries that Strix lets you know will dye a red kind of color if ground up.
Cool. Okay, so I'm gonna take a bunch of berries and make a kind of a liquidy red paste, if you will.
Mhm.
And I'm gonna put just the tips of my 5 fingers in them, and then I'm gonna draw that down my face, 5 lines representing the 5-point star of Cord.
Nice.
I'm slowly becoming a little more zealoty.
Hell yeah. Yeah. No, it looks good. Looks good.
Oh, hell yes.
Strix kind of looks up to you and says, "Why are you doing that?"
This is for Cord, to remind myself and my enemies just who I am.
Oh, well, that's good. You reminded those guys last night who you were, huh?
Yes, I did. I did remind them, and I will remind many more for years to come until I die in glorious battle. The war drums of war is beating inside my chest.
I don't think I've got any drums inside my chest.
Oh.
Those guys came and I couldn't really do anything.
The heartbeat of every living soul is a war drum for battle.
Yes.
Yes. Yes. I don't know if I really like war drums, but,
well,
but
then
I'm glad you do.
I will teach you to love it. Here, take this hand axe. I'm gonna give him one of my hand axes, and I want to.
He grabs
try
it
and
with
spend-
2 hands.
I want to try spending like a couple hours training him in melee combat if I can.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Let me.
Genius.
Oh. Okay. He picks it up pretty quick. Yeah. You spend a few hours, and it looks like Strix has used weapons before. Maybe not a hand axe, but takes up this kind of weapon pretty well, and is able to learn a fair amount from you from the training.
Sweet.
Wow.
I'm gonna give him my other hand axe. So now he has both my hand axes. I'm gonna tell him, there now, you will be equipped next time anyone comes. Cord is there to remind us that it is brave to stand up for yourself and to fight for what you believe. For instance, I believe in conquest and overcoming my enemies, and you will one day be very much like me. And I'm gonna put my fingers in the paint and just kind of put the streaks on his face.
Nice. You can only get about like 4 of them on there because he got kind of smaller face, but that works out. He only has 4 fingers. He kind of looks up to you and he says, "Well, you know what? I'm thankful I came with you guys. I always kind of ran away from everything, and I see the world a little differently since I've been with you guys. I can stand up for myself, and if someone's going to hurt Willem or you, I can make sure they don't."
Yes, you from now on will run headlong into battle. You are a disciple of Cord.
As long as someone else is going with me.
And my first of many apprentices.
Oh. Thank you, Thrakus.
Yes.
I love it.
This is incredible.
Zeph?
I feel like, I would have got up, maybe seen this routine happening, and I let it happen. And
I mean, you can stand out on your balcony, watching all of this.
Yeah,
you have a great view up there.
I'm smoking my pipe. I watch it happen, but when it's over with,
open in the wind.
Oh yeah. Robe has come untied long ago. And just like everything on my body, it seems everything billows in a magical, non-existent wind.
Everything.
Gross.
Everything billows.
So gross.
Wacky waving inflatable arm tube man. But when I see Cord is done with this moment with Strix, I'm sensing, like
Lord.
Zephyrus often does, an opportunity, and I'd like to go down to them both, and I say, well met there, warriors of Cord. I've never seen a more magnificent display of battle prowess in my time. Master Wolf, you seem to be an excellent hand with an axe there, as I have seen. Tell me there, Cord, tell me there, Wolf, have you heard the voice of Cord before?
Yes, Wolf hears Cord quite often. He speaks to me. He speaks to me through the sounds of my enemies falling. He speaks to me through the sounds of my blades singing in the air. He sings to me from the sounds of blood gushing forth upon the dirt on which I spill my blood.
Tell me this, Master Wolf, does Cord ever come to you in the sounds of your enemies being driven back and screaming in agony, begging for mercy?
If they want mercy, I give it to them. But yes, Cord comes to me in many forms. He is on every battlefield, everywhere.
Well, that is...
Go ahead. Sorry, I interrupted you.
That's okay, Mr. Wolf. I appreciate it.
That's my bad.
But it is the strangest thing, and being the only acolyte of Cord that I have ever met face to face, I think you have illuminated the first piece of a puzzle for me. You see, I believe the Cord came to me in a dream last night. Spoke to me in the words of screaming enemies, agony, of course, victims of a horrible battle. Now, he told to me, he said,
I swear, if you get him to murder me, I'm going to be so...
He came to me, and I swear, and maybe I misunderstood his words, but it sounded as though he promised me 2 warriors streaked in red to drive my enemies, to destroy them. But, of course, I might have just been hearing things. I don't know. It's too hard to say.
Perhaps you were on that balcony and saw us down here painting our faces and then concocted that story. And then came down here and decided to lure me into being a fool. I lost my patience last night when you drove me to take a fallen enemy's head, and it has stuck with me. I was reminded of the screams of the people in that village long ago, and I never want to be that man again. So you, Zephyrus, my good friend, and also a bit of a cheat, I say to you, if you ever use my god's name to coerce me into actions that benefit you, I will gladly disperse you into a cloud of red vapor for all time. I'm just messing with you, but seriously, don't ever do that again. I'm gonna walk through him. I'm gonna try and just walk through him.
All right, fair enough. I do disperse into a cloud of mist and let you do that.
Disengage.
Yeah.
Riff is gonna go back down to like the Kenku tree. And see if like, yeah, I mean, I'm not doing anything else, so I'm gonna go back down to the Kenku tree and just kind of like, you know, like I'll kind of like sneak up and then like, you know, because I know they appreciate sneakiness, so I'll sneak up and then kind of like basically where I was told to stop last night. I'll be on the bank, so I'm not in the river or the little, and I'm just gonna sort of sit down, crisscross applesauce, and sort of meditate. And I don't know. I'm thinking like, you know, maybe my pal will come out and be like, "Okay, USA," you know.
Okay, give me a stealth check for going down there. Stealthfully.
That's all right. 13.
13. Okay. Yeah, you make your way down to the bridge and then up the river. You know, trying to stay quiet in the kind of morning mist of the forest. Get up to the bank and are about 20 feet from the base of the tree. As you're kind of taking a look around to see if there's any activity, there are two Kenku at the top, and they have crossbows that aren't necessarily pointed at you, but they are at the ready.
Sure.
And they just kind of give you an odd head tilt as they just try and stay very quiet.
And I'll look at one of them and get in its brain and be like, I'm just here to check on my friend that I brought here last night.
And you hear it kind of like squawk down below. Hear some movement after a few moments, and that same Kenku that was wounded from last night comes out, pokes his head out.
I'll wave.
Robbers in the home?
It's all good now. And I'm going to take out
good now.
Good now. And I'm going to take out a thing of like my rations in my bag or whatever, you know, some bread and crackers, whatever I got. I'm just going to sort of like wave them up and put them on my side of the bank and just kind of wave, and then you know, make sure he sees them, and then you know, kind of like salute to the archers, and then I'll just sort of slowly back out of there.
Okay. Yeah, as you're kind of like setting that the stuff down for them, the one that you had talked to last night, brought back home last night, kind of gets pushed aside by another kind of larger figure from underneath that kind of comes out.
Oh.
This one is similar in build, taller, bulkier a little bit. But instead of black feathers and a black kind of crow's beak, it has these multicolored feathers of reds and greens, and kind of has a short yellow beak and kind of mad eyes as it kind of looks around and sees you and just goes, "Wah! Wah! Get out of here! Wah! Ah!" And just kind of like starts throwing stuff in your direction. The other Kenku that you had helped last night kind of like gets up and kind of cowers a little bit in front and starts to kind of like make some crow noises. and the other one, the kind of red and green one, just kind of looks over at it and just kicks it with its weird chicken-like leg.
Oh.
And just kind of like, the other one knows to stay down at that point. As you kind of are backing up, it's just throwing more things at you.
If once I say kick my pal, I'm going to shout at it. I was like, don't do that. I helped him last night, and he helped me. And that's my pal.
Rah, get out of here.
Okay, I kill it.
You don't belong here.
I kill it.
Gosh.
I say, okay. Well, these are for my pals. And see you later.
Rah.
And I'll turn around and walk away.
All right. Yeah, you begin walking away. You get, maybe 50 feet away. You kind of turn back to see what's going on, and that same one's just on the banks, just watching you, just making sure that you leave. You see the other ones that are up top in the top of the tree have kind of put away their crossbows and are just kind of like hunkering down, trying not to be seen by this thing.
Okay.
As you make your way back to the bridge and then back.
Yeah,
to
and then I'll just go inside
Chateau.
the house and see if people are eating breakfast, what my group is doing, that sort of stuff.
Oh yeah. And yeah, probably about this time, everyone's kind of gathered around. Willem has put a little bit of breakfast together. There's still some rations that you guys have pooled together, and you're kind of going through that. And he's sitting everyone down. He's like, yeah, we need some more supplies. If we're going to keep this place stocked up, I'll need to go in for a meeting with the castle staff here. Gosh, today or tomorrow, I think. So anything you guys need done with the house, you just let me know. I'll make sure it gets done. Yeah. Enjoy, eat. Come on. Had a long night last night.
Oh yeah, that was pretty crazy. What'd you guys do? I went to sleep.
This seems as good of a segue as any. Rafiri and Night Meadow, Master Wolf. Last night, Skorri Tailbroon and Master Ball and I finally cracked into the vault.
Oh, that's awesome.
Through the wit and determination of Master Ball, we have identified 6 magical items within it.
Oh.
And I was thinking, since, I promised y'all payment for accompanying me safely to my ancestral home, that perhaps these magical items would satisfy said debt. Yes. I was thinking that we could divide them up evenly as is appropriate to our skills and interests, and see where that gets us.
Yeah, I'm into it.
Okay.
What kind of stuff is it?
Mr. Willem, why don't you go to the vault there and help whoever locked the vault collect the items? And here's the key, Mr. Willem. You use this key here. It looks like Mr. Ball made it for me and then creepily left it on me while I was sleeping. Use this key there to get inside. And
well, I wanted to make sure you had it. I didn't mean to be creepy.
Oh, well, in that case, it was not creepy at all. Just I misunderstood what was happening there. Now, Willem, use the key, get the items in, perhaps bring them to the dinner table if it ain't too much trouble for you.
Oh, yes, of course. Strix, do you want to help me? And Strix is like, yeah, of course. And he kind of puts down his axe and then his other axe onto the table, and they go off to the vault with the key, grab the items and bring them back and kind of lay them out on the table. And just to kind of go over them again, we have the ear cuff of the vampire bat, the dagger of the ogre mage, the Bloodmire file, the Omenbringer's mantle, and the mantle of the Pack Lord.
Riff sees the bird thing. It's the only thing Riff is interested in.
Now, I think before we get into divvying up these items here, I was listening to the description of the Bloodmire file, that Mr. Ball described to me last night, and it seems like an excellent group item. Now, I'm not a fan of mixing bodily fluids, but perhaps if we leave it at the house, use it when it is appropriate or necessary, or I don't know, maybe one of us packs it, we can use it as necessary. Apparently, you put your blood into it, and upon an hour, drink it or some crazy garbage, and it heals you. It seems absolutely disgusting, and you can't transfer it into a potion bottle or anything. You have to drink it straight out of this disgusting used bloody bowl, which I am not a fan of. But if I suppose my options were death or, drinking my own blood out of a dirty bowl, then the option is obvious. So that being said, perhaps we can approve the blood mile file as a group item that we share, which leaves, of course, 5 other items. There are 5 of us, not counting Strix and Willem, who, of course, their contributions are innumerable and immeasurable. But we are the ones that kill bad guys here. So I see the Refuria Night Meadow has her eye on what Mr. Ball described as the Omen Bringer's mantle.
Yeah, I'm looking at that bird thing.
Apparently, it allows you to resist necrotic damage and allows you to fall without taking any damage.
That's cool. Can I have this one? Because in my head, I want to wear this, and I want to go back and like this will make me the Kenku overlord. I'll take out that stupid colorful Kenku with my I'm the bird now. And I say all of that out loud. I want to be the bird.
Does anybody object to Refuria Night Meadow taking the Omen Bringer's mantle? I mean, it does seem like a rather powerful item for our weakest party member. But
I will destroy you one-on-one.
Refuria Night Meadow, that was not a challenge to your prowess in battle, but rather an observation of your stature. Now, that being said, perhaps by giving you the Omen Bringer's mantle, it would balance out your strength with the rest of us here and make you a more valuable asset to the team, unless somebody else wants to feather fall in a raven pet.
Should Riff decide that it doesn't work for them, I would like it, but far be it from me to take this item from this youthful person.
What is the?
I don't want to step the kid, is what I'm saying.
What is the mantle of the Pack Lord?
Basically, that one means you're immune to pack tactics, which is something like wolves, giant wolves get, and a lot of animals get, where they have advantage if there's another creature attacking with them.
Can I take that? Considering, I would like the mantle of the Pack Lord, considering I am up front and in the fray quite a bit.
Well, it does seem like an item suitable for a tanky adventure such as yourself. So far, I do not see any objections to these 2 items here, so I'm feeling comfortable about it. Mr. Ball, do the remaining items tickle your fancy in any such way?
Well, I am quite interested in that short sword. The ability to cast those spells could be quite helpful for me.
All right. Why do I do that? Now, Mr. Tilbroon, if he were to take the dagger, Wolf to take the Pack Lord's mantle, and Refuria Night Meadow to take the Omen Bringer's mantle, that would leave you either with the ear cuff of the Vampire Bat or the Silver Lichen Charm. Now, do either of those items interest you in the slightest?
Remind me of the vampire thing, the bat cuff.
You can get advantage on checks that use hearing, and you can also roll some sort of maybe a D4 or something, take necrotic damage, and then add that bonus to your
hit points.
Add it to your advantage roll, I think, right? Something like that. I could be wrong.
Yeah. You can take 1d4 plus 1 necrotic damage from a bite from the necklace, and immediately gain a bonus to your wisdom check equal to the amount of damage taken.
Okay, yeah, I'll take that.
Well, that leaves me with a useless wind chime here that apparently...
well, aren't you a wind genasi?
Well, I was thinking that it was rather appropriate that way, and I do not like being snuck up upon by were creatures or shifters of any sort. So, I suppose it is befitting that y'all take the items that you most want. And I hope that you would consider our debts accrued from the Shooting Star Inn onward paid in full. We can go forward as equals now in this house rather than me being indebted to y'all. Is this suitable payment for services rendered or not?
And I just put it on. I'm like, I'm the Lord of all the birds.
For now.
Thank Cord.
I want to thank you, Zephyrus. This is quite gracious of you.
Mr. Ball, I could not have found these items without your help, and they would have went to rot in that vault there.
Way to go, Mr. Ball.
This cloak will serve me well in battle. So now I looked it up. It's pretty sick looking.
Yeah,
it's
awesome. All these items look really cool.
Wolf skull now on my, like, hanging from my neck too, that connects the. And I have this giant white cloak flowing behind. I can't wait to get it so bloody.
What's the name of mine? The bat?
The ear cuff of the vampire bat.
Yeah.
And it's on Instagram, and I think there's a post of it on Reddit as well.
Mm-hmm.
If you just Google it. You can add Griffin Saddlebag with it. Griffin spelled Gri.
So I don't know what our plan is today, but I have something that I'd like to show you guys. Something that I discovered our first night here, and I haven't told you about yet.
Well, we have less than 5 minutes, so if breakfast is done, Willem, you outdid yourself. Take your magical items. I'll take this weird wind chime. Let's go check it out here quickly before the episode ends, unless y'all object.
Sounds good.
All right.
Let's cliffhanger it.
I want to lead them into the mage's chamber.
Yeah. So you head into the mage's chamber. You pull back the candelabra, the candlestick on the bookcase. It moves. And you enter into a secret room that has another teleportation circle on it. It has an odd hum to it as you kind of get near.
So I found this after you guys all went to bed our first night here. And I wasn't quite sure what to make of it. It seems like an active version of what we possibly had bring us here into Usama. I don't know if we can find a way to use this, if you guys recognize the symbols on the floor or what.
I would take a look at them.
It would seem that Mr. Ball is our utility knife in these situations, and we could put his abilities to use here. Perhaps investigating it in our downtime between adventures here. So, by all means, this seems too juicy an opportunity to let lay, specifically given its clandestine nature.
All right. And Ball, what do you want to do? Do you want to take a look at the symbols? Do you want to inspect it closely?
Yeah, I'm thinking taking a look at the arcane symbols and stuff and see if I recognize any. I guess.
Okay. Yeah, you kind of get up close to it. Start taking a look at the symbols. It does look like a teleportation circle. It looks like it's active, which you haven't come across a lot of these, but you think that it goes somewhere and has that magic prepared.
Okay. I'll share that with the group.
Do we feel like it's only to leave, or do we feel like something could come in?
Looking at it, knowing about teleportation circles, it can be plotted too. You can somebody else could come to this one.
Well, that is a rather disturbing discovery, given that our humble home came under attack just last night. Well, I'm at an impasse here. I do not want y'all to miss your appointment at Cord's Coliseum tomorrow. However, I'm not sure I can abide a mysterious transportation circle being inside our house without knowing where it leads to or what might be able to deliver it here, unless I'm misunderstanding the way teleportation circles work. So...
It doesn't seem like anyone necessarily knows that it's here, and do I get any impression that it's been used recently? Is there any dust or anything?
Not that you can tell.
Can
having kind of everyone be in here, it's tough to tell if anyone's been here recently.
I wasn't aware that it was active when I first found it. Let me just try something. It may not work. And I put my hand on Ball, and I cast the thing with the owl, the familiar thing.
Mm-hmm.
And I want the owl to go into the circle.
Okay.
I want to see through its eyes.
Okay.
If that's possible, and see where it goes.
Yeah. Gosh, I forget how I. So yeah, you use your wild shape to cast familiar.
Yeah.
The owl comes up. You have the owl go into the circle, and it disappears as if teleported to a faraway place. You're still perceiving through its eyes, and you feel like you get to like a distance where you can't see through it. As kind of a flash, the last thing it sees before its vision breaks, you see the courtyard of the library in Turalin, and the old man tending to the garden there. And then the vision goes. Looks like this is a teleportation circle to the town.
Oh, sweet.
I relay that. This will save us time, guys.
And that's where we're going to leave tonight's episode. Thank you, guys. I have been your DM, Alex, for the evening. To my right, I have...
Dash as Thrakis.
Bentley Michaels as Rafirian Night Meadow.
Rhett as Zephyrus.
Caleb Skorri.
Milo is Bowl.
Grab your swords and keep on adventuring.
Follow us across all platforms with Chaotic Amateurs. Please subscribe, rate, and review our show on your podcast app of choice to help us climb the charts and find new adventurers. Or become a patron on Patreon to help our heroes continue their quest. Thank you for listening to Chaotic Amateurs.